My name's Calvin. I'm the artist formerly known as Calvin Harris. And I'm here to talk with you this morning a little bit about the impact of children in out-of-home care today. Working within the child welfare system, one of the things that we've kind of noticed is child welfare has been described as a pendulum. And usually when there's a significant impact somewhere within our system, that pendulum swings to the other side. About 2 years ago or so, we've had a number of critical child deaths in the state of Florida. Due to that, the state has implemented a series of enhancements that, particularly at the child investigation level, that is supposed to be a process that's supposed to be more in-depth and more family-friendly. Pretty much this system we'll call it the practice safety methodology, and I'm going to simply just call it the safety model. When the safety model got implemented, part of the challenge with the safety model is that it was implemented, although the process itself is very sound, research-based. It got implemented in a multitude of different ways across the state in the 6 DCF district areas. And because of that, we've noticed that we've started seeing a significant rise in the number of children that have started entering care. Right now, the state of Florida has roughly 32,000 children in the child welfare system. Now, what's significant is that of those 32,000, 23,000 are in out-of-home care. Now, out-of-home care is when we sit there and we remove children from their primary caregivers. And so to have that significant number with children that are actually not just brought into the child welfare system, but also removed from their homes, that's where we have a little bit of a concern. Now, in that 2-year period, once that pendulum has swung, we've noticed that 20% increase in the number of children that have come into out-of-home care. With that, part of the reason we're trying to figure out is it due to the safety model? What has been the impact of the safety model that has been implemented in the past 2 years that has produced this significant increase? What we have discovered is that there's been, depending on the judicial area within the state, there's been anywhere between an 8% to a 20% increase of children that have been removed coming into the system. Infants are pretty much 4 times as likely to be removed than other children. One of the other things is that although the judicial are the ones that actually make the decision and when and if a child is removed from their homes, we also find that there's a very strong correlation that child protective investigators, supervisors are really the ones that push for the removal much more significant. Some of the other issues that also directly impact the removal process is the number of high caseloads that child protective investigators have, which the department continuously every legislative cycle look to address. Now, one of the things that we have seen that due to this increase in the number of kids coming in the system, that we've also seen due to the safety practice model, is that we've seen a very good level of partnership between the department and all their community partners, which includes Guardian Litem, in particular the behavioral and mental health pieces within the system, which we believe is probably the most critical components for the child welfare system. The number of frequent meetings that need to occur that necessitate quality services being provided to children through behavioral mental health based off of communication between case management and the other partners within the community. We think that is probably going to be the most effective piece that most likely will assist in may not directly impact the number of kids coming in the system, but what it will do is help with the number of children that we can achieve permanency and push out of the system, which we have seen, and particularly in this area, a significant increase of children being permanently sent back home over the past 6 months. And we like to believe that that factor is mainly due because of the attention that the system has began taking a look at the number of kids that have coming into the system, and we're taking more of a proactive tactics in order to try to address that with all partners that are part of the child welfare system. One of the other things that we also find that's part of the safety model, that's actually most likely probably part of the core of the safety model itself, is to have a significant focus on the safety plan that will hopefully address the front end to ensure that children remain home. Now, part of that, though, is truly the need to have a wraparound piece that could hopefully appropriately address the number of issues that the family is facing. Part of that safety plan is going to definitely need the solid participation and assistance with all the child welfare professionals that are surrounding that family, as long as any formal and informal support systems that are bridged to that family. Also, we're looking at the CPI's ability to appropriately engage families, and looking at boosting up their skill sets in order to strengthen communication and knowledge of the safety model itself. One of the things that the system, I think, is doing a very successful job at right now is that there is a lot of cross-training going on between all the partners within the system. With that, I hope I was able to at least shed a little bit of light that we do have a significant challenge ahead of us in reducing the number of kids coming in care, but we do think that the system is headed in the right direction. With that said, thank you very much.